Yo, it is Monday, January 6th, and you are kicking it with Clea Kicks. And I'm not gonna lie, the fact that that just rhymed brings a little bit of joy to my heart. And now my dirty ass is excited to be able to say that for at least another 20 times this year. But anyways, I'm currently at Las Vegas for CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, since I've been asked to speak on an esports panel. So I went ahead and pre-recorded this video to maintain my streaming schedule. This 2025, I'm hoping to increase my stream frequency and finally hitting my 1,000 subs by the end of the year. So join me as I unbox some new toys, revisit some old favorites, stream my favorite games, interview people in the gaming community, the toy community, and just kind of get into all things that I'm into. In any case, we are looking at the Jada Toys Mega Man figure. A few days ago, I unboxed the Funko Dr. Wily action figure and thought that this would be the perfect Mega Man figure to pair with it due to the scale. And Jada Toys has been absolutely crushing it with their Mega Man figures, with their Street Fighter figures. And I know they have, I think, Cyberpunk and a couple more lines down in the pipe. So definitely, I would say these figures and what Jada's been putting out in general is probably the best bang for buck in the collecting scene right now. And I know it's been getting a lot of attention from collectors and gaming fans alike. So let's go ahead and crack him open. Actually, let's go over the packaging. Packaging. So let's go and take a look at this. Very similar to the Dr. Wily figure that we had. We have the same Mega Man 8-bit original design from the NES games. You have ages 13 and up, and then you have this energy bar off to the side. So anyone that's played Mega Man in the past will know that that represents his life bar. Anytime you take a hit, that goes down. Anytime you get those white, kind of like yellowy orbs, it'll fill back up. So that's kind of a cool little detail over here. You could see the window packaging that shows the Mega Man action figure, the grimacing or clenching face, the two replacement hands, the Mega Buster, and the charge shot on the side there. Then you also have this cool picture of Mega Man with the Mega Buster pointed directly at you, and Mega Man in a bit of an 8-bit font on the corner. On the sides, you get an 8-bit Mega Man on the side with the Mega Man logo on the very top. And then on this side, you got the same thing, Mega Man logo on top with the 8-bit Mega Man sprite looking inwards. On the top, you have the Mega Man logo over here. And then below, you have this legal mumbo jumbo that they're required to add. And finally, taking a look at the back of the packaging, you see the Mega Man logo and just a plain shot of Mega Man holding his Mega Buster there, showing the contents of what's sort of inside. You have the Jada logo and the Jada Toys URL on the bottom there. So now we're done with the packaging, we can go ahead and switch into unboxing, and let's go and grab our knife to cut this bad boy out. And how's everyone's day today? And I'm finding that these gloves aren't the best for getting my knife open, but how's everyone's day today? Drop a comment, let me know. Again, I'm at CES, but feel free to drop in a comment if there's anything you are interested in regards to not just CES, but Mega Man figures and all that other types of stuff. But let's take a look at this tray. Mega Man in all his glory. You can see him now in the tray. And you have some type of designs on the inside. I'm not 100% sure if that's a reference to one of the stages. I think it might be, the blocks that kind of disappear when you're moving throughout the Mega Man NES games. Let's also take a look at the tray. So we saw this through the window, but we'll look at it one more time. You have Mega Man, you have the two interchangeable hands, you have the Mega Buster, the additional face piece, you have the stand for the Mega Buster shot. So let's go ahead and get him out. Looks like there is one piece of plastic that we need to snip there. Let's see if we can do this one more time. Which one are the scissors? Maybe this one? Yes, this is the one. So we'll go ahead and snip this guy free. Okay, and we'll go ahead and start pulling these pieces out, and we'll go over these one by one in close-up so you can see all the accessories and everything that Mega Man comes with. Come on. Big head doesn't want to leave the packaging there. These hands out. Finally, the action figure itself. Let's get that all out of the way because that just goes into the garbage or recycling anyway. And the first thing that we'll do is we'll take a quick look at the Mega Man figure in hand, and he looks pretty good. Looks nice right out of the packaging. Nice smiling face, pretty clean paint apps so far. And we'll get into the articulation a little bit later, but otherwise, right out of the box, he's looking like a pretty solid figure. And in regards to the size, he actually clocks in at the just about 4.5 inches in height. So we'll put this guy off to the side and we'll take a look at some of the other things that he comes with, which are the accessories. Now, this is the first head sculpt that he comes with, or the second head sculpt that he comes with. And, he has this kind of clenching kind of face looking directly at them, at you rather. Looks pretty good. Also, the paint apps on this, are still pretty solid. So a little scuff here, maybe a little bit of the flesh paint got on this blue, but very, very tiny. Nothing very noticeable. Put that off to the side. Now, the other thing we have, of course, is his Mega Buster, which you can see here. And you can see that it does have these little kind of split pieces over there because that does charge up or light up. As he's charging his Mega Buster, you have a little bit of red paint on the inside here, and then you have the peg which goes into the arm socket. Put that off to the side as well. So because he has the two closed fists that are already part of the figure itself. You have two different hands that he comes with. One being going on here, a little plastic oil or something on the hand. But yeah, you have this open hand over here, open left hand specifically, and then you have this kind of cupping right hand on the side over here. So those can be switched out. And then you have this charge shot, Mega Buster shot, and there's a little hex cutout on the very bottom there that you can see. And that is for this, which is the stand for the charge shot. So you take this and then you just plug this into the base. And then this arm has two different hinges. You can move that around any way you want. But what you want to do for sure is mount this peg into this socket. And then there you go. You can have a floating fireball mounted beside Mega Man at any time. So we'll bring this back out later on, but let's go through the articulation of the Blue Bomber right now. Bringing this back into full view, let's take a look at Mega Man. And first and foremost, let's talk about the head articulation. So I believe he's just on a ball peg. Looks like it. And let's go ahead and tilt his head side to side. And let's see, he can go this far down, this far up. Taking a look at his arms can go that high up into his T pose. There is no butterfly shoulder joints. There is no bicep swivel, but he does have a hinge on the arm over here. So his arm can bend up 90 degrees or so. And then the wrist is on another peg, which you could swivel. And then there is a little bit of hinge going on over here, but not too much because just the way that it's sort of cut out and the way how his wrist is kind of blocking any type of additional movement. And the left arm is just the same. So don't need to cover anything there. Now, in terms of the body over here, the torso, you do kind of get this like swivel, like ab crunch. And you can go that far forward, this far back, and then the waist is just about the same. Both of them seem to be stacked on ball pegs. So you get waist swivel in addition to the torso swivel. And then if you bring the torso forward and the waist forward, then you can look down a little bit further and bend back a little bit further there. And then looking at the legs, you can kick up that far and you could swing back this far before his thigh hits his butt. And then you can bend his leg that far back. His leg goes this far out. And then it looks like there is a thigh swivel there too. So you get some additional articulation there. And you can also do that at the knee. You can just swivel his knee side to side and then just bend it back like so. Going down to the ankle. Doesn't look like he has much or any articulation there actually. So let's see. Don't want to force it, but I don't think he does. Looks like he only goes back. Looking at the back of the heels over here. There we go. So his foot will bend that far forward. Let's see if we could bring that forward. Goes that far forward. And now that it's loose, now you could see how he does have some ankle rock. And let's do that again with this side here. That far back, this far forward, and then ankle rocker like so. And then you can see that he has these little kind of red gems kind of painted on the bottom of his feet, just with the Jada Toys stamp and the Capcom and Made in China symbol over here. So that is the articulation, which I failed to change over here. And next thing we will do is we will start to switch out the hands. So we'll go ahead and switch out the hands. All right, that's pegged in there. Switch out his head, then we'll get the Mega Buster. Get the Mega Buster on his left arm, or no, let's go with the right. So he can hold the Mega Buster here. So go ahead and peg this in, right? We'll pull this fisted hand out. And then we'll put this open palm. Again, just take this peg, put that into the socket right over here. There you go. And then we'll remove this right forearm. We'll take the Mega Buster right here, very same. Just get the peg, toss it into the arm joint there. Now, let's see, but we should be able to get him posed holding his Mega Buster this way. Let's see, turn, bend. There we go. And then there's your shot pose. Looks pretty good to me. And then what you can do, again, is when you have him posed up, Get them in a little bit of a wider stance, like so. You could take this stand and then just kind of place it on display. So you have him shooting the fireball or the Mega Buster shot, which is pretty cool. So a nice little tie-in. Now I mentioned this before. My definitive version of Mega Man, in terms of comparison, would be the 4-inch Nell, and there is a significant size difference between the two, as you can see over here. I'll just pose this guy standing so we can get them in a little bit more of a similar pose here. But again, the Mega Man figure here is 4.5 inches tall. The Nell is exactly 4 inches tall. Again, it's the 4-inch Nell line. And you can see that our new Mega Man friend is definitely taller, and then the proportions are a lot more, I think, accurate to the game from the sprite, like just a more like a chubbier, thicker Mega Man, where I believe this is closer to like the Mega Man 8 and just the general, art style, I think, of most Mega Man pictures. So this one I favor certainly because of the paint apps, the articulation, the sculpt. I think all look great. He has the shoulder butterfly joints. He has the bicep swivel. He has a couple more hands, and just in general, the articulation of this one is just they're night and day when you compare the two. But from a price point perspective, the import figures are closer to 100 Canadian dollars or so, whereas this 4-inch Nell is closer to like the 30, $35 range. So again, bang for buck, Jada Toys absolutely killing it over here. And then the other thing that we wanted to do is a comparison with the Dr. Wily from Funko, and then putting these guys together. I think that looks great. 4-inch and 4.5, or 4.5 and 5-inch figures. And Dr. Wily's a human, and Mega Man is a robot. I don't believe he's a Reploid. I think that's further into the Mega Man X series. So it was Dr. Light and Dr. Wily that created, I believe, Proto Man and most of the robot masters from the original series. And Wily stole them. So it's Mega Man was supposed to be a boy, robot rock that was retrofitted into this Mega Man armor, rock armor, to kind of face off against the Robot Masters. So, when you think about, a fully grown adult, and then a kid, these are definitely better in scale, or kid, or even a teen. So, these are definitely better in scale. So, from having them both on the shelf, I think these are a lot more accurate. And, these will definitely be a pair, of figures that I end up displaying side by side. Although again, the Nell figure is my definitive version. This is the one that I typically pose with my Super Smash Brothers collection, because my Smash Brothers figures are mainly in the 12 scale, and I think that this just fits better. And then for any type of posing and just kind of getting more dynamic stuff with my gaming figures, this guy is definitely the one that I prefer. But we'll see. This one is growing on me more and more that I actually have it in hand now for the first time. And I know that, of course, everyone, collectors out there have been raving about this figure for a really long time. And I completely agree with them. Talked about this several times. Bang for buck in terms of value, Jada Toys absolutely knocking it out of the park when it comes down to these figures. The first line was this Iceman and Fireman, I believe. The second line was the Bomb, I think Bomb Man version of Mega Man, which is white and green. There is a Cut Man, and then there's, I believe, an Elect Man, which is really, really nice for them to start, getting through the initial collection of Mega Man 1. And that's definitely going to be a rabbit hole for anyone that's trying to chase, trying to complete that series, because there are 6 robot masters in the first Mega Man game, and there are 8 robot masters pretty much in every other Mega Man game after that, not including Proto Man, not including the side characters, not including the different variants of the Mega Man suit, which they can totally just keep reprinting, repurposing, and pumping these out in the different, Robot Master colors, which is exciting for some, but also, for the completionists, that's a little scary because of the amount that you're going to have to invest, to get the different variants of Mega Man and all the Robot Masters that exist in the game. But all in all, I would say that, this is a solid figure. I'm going to have to say that I agree, with many collectors that have been picking up these figures, that, this one is definitely here to stay, and Jada is absolutely crushing it when it comes down to their figures. But for me, these two, I would say, are, the pair that I was really looking for, because I have not seen a Dr. Wily action figure out there. He doesn't necessarily need to be articulated, but he does certainly does have great scale, and shelf presence when put beside the Mega Man action figure. So I would say, definitely, if you don't already have these two figures, and if you're a Mega Man fan, definitely cop the Jada Toys Mega Man and the Funko Wily if you could find it. This guy's pretty cheap. I think he's at GameStop for like 10 or 15 bucks Canadian, where you can get him. And then the Jada Toys Mega Man, I think they did a reissue. They issued the second series, which again is that Bomb Man, Mega Man, the Cut Man, and then also the Elect Man. So I have been seeing these, floating around. So, get them before it's too late. And I think that's all she wrote. So I'll be wrapping this stream up right now, because again, I'm at CES right now, and I do have a couple more videos planned for Tuesday the 7th and Wednesday the 8th. So stay tuned for those. Not going to be Mega Man, but they will be a little bit more on the tech side, because that's just a theme that I chose specifically, because being at the Consumer Electronics Show, I figured that I go with kind of more electronic style figures. So specifically into the gaming realm. So stay tuned for that. And otherwise, I will be streaming again as often as possible, covering, unboxing, revisiting old favorites, streaming my favorite games, talking to members of the toy collecting community and the gaming industry on my channel. So if you're interested in that, definitely please hook me up with a like, a subscribe, and even comment on what type of content you are looking to see, whether it's more toy related stuff, gaming related stuff, or industry related stuff, interviews and stuff like that. Happy to oblige, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.